Hey guys, how's it going? You know, it's the beginning of a new year. I'll be completely bald. Yellow Ackie, Reptile. Hey guys, how's it going? We are out here in the boring tundra of Antarctica looking for we have GrubTerra sent us a special surprise. 1,000 of their Black Soldier Fly Larvae that I'm gonna feed to my Ackies and bearded dragon, try them out. So we're gonna start from the get-go. Before I even looked at the box, well, I did look at the box, before I even touched the box, we're gonna go look at it. And they sent this in the middle of a snowstorm that we just got last night. So we'll see how good their product really is going through a snowstorm. So let's go over here. Try not to get any license plates, Olivia. Also, don't slip. So here's the box right here. It just got delivered. Got an email when it was out for delivery and when it was delivered. I don't know if that was through GrubTerra or not, but I don't know. Just got an email about it. So we're gonna go take this inside. I'm gonna hide the address so you guys don't know where I live. And let's go check out the box. So follow me. We have a little cat friend that we know has been around whenever it snows, because there's always paw prints everywhere whenever we come outside after a good snowstorm. We also have another project going on right there. Olivia, don't show it.
Oh,
it's
sorry.
a surprise.
You guys
will see it soon. I posted a picture on Instagram. I didn't actually post it yet, but by the time you guys see this, it will have been posted. Little teaser for that. And here we are. So, since I wanted to go ahead and wave around my address after deliberately saying that I was going to hide my address, I thought I would just put some tape over this like I did in the Ackie unboxing I did last. So let's take a look inside. You'll probably hear some huffs and puffs in the background because John can see me through a window and he's smiling at me. And he's very angry right now. So that's the noise you might be hearing. So let's go ahead, open this up. I like how this is. In terms of packaging so far, I don't like tape. It sometimes is a little annoying. I always lose my package opener. What is that called? I call it a package opener when I'm on the spot. Box cutter. There we go. So I like this. This is pretty simple and straightforward. First thing Olivia asked when this arrived is, do they fly? And I told her yes. So they do not fly though. They do not fly. Just want to clarify. Look at them. Checking them out. I don't know if there's supposed to be much movement. I believe that they should be fine. Larvae don't move too much. It is a little cold. I don't know if these guys need heat packs or not for shipping in colder weather. I'm assuming GrubTerra knows a thing or two about that, so I'm assuming things should be fine, but they do feel cold in there. But pretty straightforward, lightweight packaging. I like how it is, like I said, in terms of just opening it. Pretty quick and easy. So let's go ahead and check out the actual larvae in here. So I got about 1,000 larvae. They come in 500 per cup, so I have 2 cups. This is what they look like. Now, like I said, they're not moving too much. They are a little cold. I do see movement in there. I do know from a brief stint with interest in beetles that larvae do sometimes not do much movement, especially at low temperatures. So not really sure what to make of it there. But I think either way, these are going to be fine to feed, and I'm going to move forward with that. So I'm going to offer these guys to my Ackies and to my bearded dragon. I double-checked with a couple Ackie people, and they have a good amount of them, and some people I know have tried feeding Black Soldier Fly Larvae to them, and they were fine. So this should be fun. This should be interesting. I'm going to see how they like it. And I'm really looking forward to it. So let's go ahead and let's do a little bit of feeding. So let's start off with Asus and Dell, the 2 first Ackies I ever got. So I put a bunch of the larvae in my little spinny cup. Call it my spinny cup because that's where I spin the dust on it. Olivia gave me a face there. Thanks, Olivia. And I will say that obviously, I don't know. I have to look into how to gut load these. If you do gut loading, I don't know much about them. So obviously today we're not really focusing on that whole process, but if you do take some right out of the compartments they have them in, the cups, they are a little wet from being in the soil, which is, typical, that's assumed. So if you put them right into a cup and have some, some juicy Parmesan cheese, Olivia.
Yeah, the Parmesan cheese.
They're going to stick pretty good, so there's quite a lot of calcium on these guys. So sorry, Asus and Dell. I did not think every little piece of calcium was gonna
extra parm cheese.
Gonna stick to them extra parm cheese. All right, so I was gonna tongue feed them, but I might just kind of drip some in over here and see what they do. I don't know if they will be thrown off by the lack of movement. Oh, well, he just went right for it. So Asus is already going for it. Dell's in the back there. You can see one moving, Olivia. See, Olivia, they're moving more and more as they warm up. So that just might be a cold thing. Yeah, Olivia, look at them. See them all moving?
Yeah, they're moving.
I think it's just a cold thing, guys. And, of course, that's pretty much my lack of knowledge on this and not really anything with the company shipping or anything. But I threw a bunch in there. You can't really make it out unless you're at a much closer distance. But they're picking at it. Every time they try something new, they kind of take their time eating it. This happened when I tried hornworms. Obviously, hornworms are a little bit bigger of a beast, though, than these guys right here. You guys better eat them before they dig down and then turn into black soldier flies, and then Olivia kicks me out.
Wait, what?
I'm going to throw some on their hide because they're not really noticing them in the substrate. Again, this always happens with these guys. Every time I try something new, even when I did superworms for the first time a while back, they didn't really adapt to it right away. But that's why we're going to try this with multiple reptiles. They did, both of them, grab a few off the bat. There we go. Dell just grabbed one. I don't know if they could get bigger before they kind of get into that almost black soldier fly, adult, whatever. I think Dell's figuring it out now, though. Some bigger ones in there.
They look like little white cheese doodles.
There we go. Looks like Dell's a fan. Dell's picking them out. Asus had like 2, and he sees them, but he doesn't want more. But it looks like, as I figure them out, they're not opposed to them. And it definitely should be a nice, juicy protein for them to have, so I can't imagine that they wouldn't enjoy it. I think it was a very bad idea that I dumped the whole cup in there, because now I'm losing some of these guys.
Well, Dell's right eating like 5 of them.
Okay, well, you better eat them all, guys, because if you don't, Olivia's going to be very mad. So we're going to go on to Max next, because she's definitely going to be an enthusiastic taste tester here. So let's see what you like, Max. She's going to be ready for this, especially because I've been skipping her a little bit on her insects lately, because I've been, again, pushing the salad kind of hard. All right, we got some head turns. We're freezing up. Max, don't you do this to me. I need some of you guys to try this. There we go. Lean in. Oh, but you can do it. She's picking up. There we go. What do you think, Max? Scale 1 to 10. What do you think she said?
I don't know. She's thinking about it, though.
She's thinking about, oh, there's that big juicy one. She was like, okay. She went for seconds. That means it's definitely above a 5. Is she going to go for thirds?
She's thinking about it.
I like how, like, there's just too much movement going on, so she doesn't know which one they choose.
She's in, like, real deep thought right now.
I know. There we go. Yeah. I would say Max is a fan. So, yeah, now she's really going at it. As soon as we turn the camera off, she's, like, picking them out one by one.
She's like, these are the
she's
best
sniping
cheese
them.
noodles ever.
You know when I used to play Mass Effect, and then I would be, like, 100 yards away and get a headshot, and I just scream, boom, headshot? That's what Max is doing.
Poor little cheese doodles.
On to BDA, and yeah, I said BDA, because Olivia keeps referring to him as Big Daddy Ackie, because he's so big and so enormous. This happened since I unveiled him, opened him, so from the packaging. So that's what we're calling him. We're calling him BDA, Big Daddy Ackie. I know it's kind of breaking my monitor theme here, but Olivia insists.
We're running out of monitors.
So what I'm going to do is, pro tip, I'm going to take the lid of the container and put it on the substrate and have that act as a little bowl here so they don't dig down. Especially with this guy, since he's a big male red Ackie. I don't know if he's going to be picky about these being a little bit smaller than his typical diet. Also, at the same time, I got to get him out of his little hide back there. Olivia, you want to show where he frequents? I don't know. You probably can't see him, but I got to get him out of there. Alright, so he poked his head out. I got him to poke his head out, and then I dumped it. And he's looking very interestingly at these little wiggly cheese doodles. Here he comes. A fresh shed on the guy too, so you'll get some good colors here when he checks these guys out. Alright, BDA, what do you think? Go ahead, try one. So, BDA is walking away. I'm going to leave this here though, because I really think that he's not eating because we have a camera in his face, and he's still getting a little adjusted to his environment. So I'm going to leave these here and then come back and we'll see if any have been eaten or if he's in the process of eating them. Okay, on to LG. I just saw him out of his hide, so I don't want to scare him because he's a little finicky right now. Oh, actually, he's definitely in food mode. Again, I overdid it on the Parmesan cheese, guys. I did it again. Every time. I don't know. I actually poured a lot in here by accident. I did not take my time. Okay. Sorry, LG. You're going to get a lot of Parmesan cheese on this one. Let's just coin that term. We need to, like, trademark that term.
What? Parmesan cheese?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so while we're doing this, Dell actually is looking very gravid. I don't know if I said that in one of my videos yet. I know I just took a little bit of a break, but I was not intending to have a clutch this spring because I will be moving. But obviously Asus and Dell had other plans. They've been very busy lately. So, you know, probably early summer, have a clutch. I'll have to figure that out. But I've been telling people not to expect anything, but now probably expect something. Anyway, LG, what are you doing? Are you going to check it out? Or are we going to have to do another, you know, walk away, come back type of thing? So we're back at Asus and Dell's enclosure, and I'm just checking in with everyone and their progress. Dell's still snacking. It's actually really cool because she's picking through the substrate. And this was actually one of my concerns with dumping them in here, is that I didn't want them to accidentally pick a piece of dirt or something like that, piece of mulch, whatever, instead of one of these larvae. But she is nitpicking through the dirt to find the larvae, even an inch down into the substrate, and that's really cool. I found it really interesting that they're doing this. Asus, are you going to take one on camera? No? It's baited? I guess. So that's really fun. I do think this definitely adds to some enrichment potential with these guys. I do notice off the bat, at least my guys, my, 5, 6 adult Ackies are not super, I don't know, into them, if that makes sense, but I think that's just more of an Ackie thing, because whenever they try or see something new, they're always very skeptical. So I think all of them should come around and eventually eat them. I think this is just being introduced as something new. Just my 2 cents on it. Max is still over here, waiting for another serving, staring at us. You gave me 3 cheese doodles after waking me up from my nap, and I'm just sitting here saying, where's the rest of my cheese doodles? Yep, that's Max. What do you think, Olivia?
Yeah.
So before wrapping up, I'm just going to give an overall review of GrubTerra and what I think. I have 4 categories. That's shipping, customer service, feasibility, and price. Basically the same ones I rated Reptilinks on in a previous video. So let's start with shipping. So you can see here, this is what they were shipped in, and I really like the design. It's very easy to open, it's very minimal, and I think it's kind of what I like to see in terms of opening something. I'm tired of dealing with 50 layers of packaging tape, and it just, I don't know, that's sometimes annoying to me. Now I can see a potential weakness in shipment. Maybe it gets opened up because it's a little bit easier to open during the shipping process. I don't know if that ever happened, but overall, I personally like it. And they come in these containers. I think this is good. I like how they have GrubTerra there. I do think that if they had such, it would be cool to have maybe a sticker in there with their logo, maybe a couple business cards or something like that. And I don't know if these guys need a heat pack, but maybe if the temperatures get really low, they would need that. They did arrive cold, but they all look pretty good. They're moving around now as it's gotten warm inside, so maybe, you know, I'm wrong on that. Based off of those things, I think shipping would be a 9 out of 10. As for customer service, I didn't interact with them too much. I did have an email exchange with one individual from GrubTerra. They were very nice and very welcoming to answering my questions. Response time was a little bit long, but I can understand that happening time to time. I did like the emails notifying me when my delivery was out for delivery and when it arrived, although I don't know if that was directly through GrubTerra. So it's kind of hard to give a rating for this, but based off of my experience so far, probably like an 8 out of 10, I would say, which, good rating. On to feasibility. Now this is where things get a little troublesome for me, and that's mostly because of my reptile of choice, Ackies. This is what I choose to keep, and these guys can be somewhat stubborn with a new food introduced into their diet, as you guys seen throughout this video. So with these guys, you know, being larvae, they will form into black soldier flies eventually, and that can be potentially problematic if they get to that stage of life in an enclosure and don't get eaten when offered. So I like to do a lot of hunting. I like to throw kind of their insects, whatever they're eating, in there and have them hunt it down. That works well for doobie roaches, crickets, even superworms, which did have a problem in the beginning of being able to burrow in. And they've come around and worked fine. These guys, I'll have to wait and see if I'm right in predicting that they'll eventually come around and eat these and welcome these as a staple in their diet right away and not letting too many of them dig and burrow into the substrate. But for now, feasibility is a little bit of an issue for me, so I'd say 7 out of 10 for something like an Ackie, something that does a lot of hunting. Now for Max, I think it worked great. Obviously, when I put her into substrate, that's going to be interesting, but I'll probably feed her outside the enclosure. But I think for something like Max, that's like a 10 out of 10. So I think it's really reptile by reptile based and situational based. And finally, onto price. Price-wise, these guys for 1,000 large, which is what I got, go for $18 on GrubTerra's website. Now let's think about that in terms of other inverts. Obviously, if you got 1,000 doobie roaches, even at half an inch size, that would probably be much, much more than $18. Now for crickets, I can get 1,000 3/4 of an inch size banded crickets for about $15 pre-shipping cost. So I do think 18 is roughly spot on. I do think size large, I was expecting a little bit bigger, so I was hoping that there would be a bigger size than what they came in, but that's what it is. You know, this is my first time experiencing with them. I don't really know how reproduction works with them, that whole thing there. I don't even know how to describe it. So I do think the price is fair and kind of matches in with the current state of other inverts. So I do think the price is good, and I would probably give the price 9 or 10 out of 10. Anyway, guys, overall, I think it was a really great product, and I definitely enjoyed it. I definitely think my reptiles will join it if they haven't already, so I am very impressed. I like the product overall, and I definitely can say I recommend it. Let's finish the video up with a couple announcements. Shout out to the patrons. I really appreciate your support. Hex, Ellen M, Angela L, David T, Smoothcat, Herb M, Darian J, Kat and Rick, and one more, I'm gonna remember, Stephanie S. I got you. Woo! That took me like 6 tries, guys. I really appreciate your support. You guys too can support the channel for as little as $1 a month. Check the top right for more information. Tier 3 gets you on my forehead and my nose, apparently. And that wraps up our video. Make sure, guys, to check out the merch that's to the left of my head, right of your screen. Teespring link in the description. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.